And then you actually have to, that's when you gotta like start switching your soil around, like moving stuff around, is because you're using chemical fertilizer. It adds a bunch of salt to soil, so you gotta get like a year or two for the salt to drain down to soil. And eventually, even if you use a lot, if like the big farmers, they'll use so much salt. Hello, welcome back to my channel. Today is Tuesday, and this video might go out today. Hopefully, I can get this out before 9 o'clock-ish, I hope, maybe, because I forgot to vlog yesterday when I was, I forgot to vlog. But anyways, guys, look at my avocado tree. I got 2 of them now. Got this one, we got a baby one popping up. This one's pretty amazing, actually. Hopefully we get actually avocado from it, but I don't know. We also have a fig tree, which is actually going crazy also. Look at this. Fig tree's going crazy. And we got these, which look dead again, which I don't know what's wrong with them. And they need water really bad. But we're going to do that in a minute. I'll do that off camera. But anyways, guys, today we're getting the cats fixed. Well, they're already fixed. My uncle's going to go grab them for us, bring them back home. Well, one of them. Tomorrow, the other 2. So we got 1 today and 2 tomorrow. So they're all going to be fixed by then, which is going to be great. Great news. No more cats, except the only one we got fixed now is Mama Cat, but we gotta wait 2 more weeks because the vet says, we actually called our vet and asked them, they said you have to wait 5 weeks, even if she's not even feeding the kitten, just still have to wait 5 weeks after they give birth to do it. For some reason, they didn't really explain why, but they said, yeah, you have to wait 5 weeks. I mean, they explained it, but I didn't really understand why. But, yeah, anyways, guys, let's get this day started. I will cut back in a few minutes. Whoop, whoop. That is you do, Zoid, right there. Whoop. Let's get back in a few minutes. Hi, guys. I'm back. Before we get this video started, I want to tell you guys to remember to comment, subscribe, and click the bell. Hey, picture. Talk to you guys tomorrow. I'll talk to you guys in a few minutes. So, alright, guys. Before I got started, I'm going to show you guys this kitty cat. Meow. You in here? Meow. No, don't wake up. Go back to sleep. No, go back to sleepy down. Go back to sleep. I didn't mean to wake you up. If I wake him up, he'll escape through the cage. I got to put him in that cage because I had to use a cat carrier to take them down there. I don't really trust him. He's actually able to walk around the house pretty well, and he shouldn't. Actually, he's 4 weeks old today-ish. So, either today or yesterday. So, he should be able to, by the end of this week, he should be walking around pretty good. And then next week, he can actually start eating a little bit of food. Actually, he can eat a little bit of food now. But he looks pretty small to be eating food so far. We might try getting him food next week. A little bit of food. Because you can start weaning him off about 5 weeks. Start giving him a little bit of food here and there. And less milk and then give him more food. We'll give him some canned food to make it easier on him to eat. But, yeah, he's looking good. I can't believe how big he's gotten. Also, guys, Christmas is like 2 weeks away, which is insane to think about. I can't believe it. We haven't even got a Christmas tree up yet, which we're actually going to do probably today. I think my mom got one today. So we're going to play a Christmas tree today, and that'll be it, I think. Maybe. I don't know. Maybe. I'm not sure what we're going to do with the Christmas tree. And then we'll wrap presents up and put all the presents through. We still got a couple coming, actually, in the mail. Most of them came, but we got still come some from Amazon because we don't have a car to go get stuff. We order anything on Amazon. Jackie. He said, what? Anyways, guys, okay, I'll come back in a few minutes and we'll go walk around and I'll show you everything. So, hi guys, I'm back. So, by the way, guys, this place we took the cat to is absolutely amazing. $85 for a girl cat. Well, it's actually $75. We had to pay $10. We had to pay $10 for a rabies shot because I haven't had a rabies shot yet. And then so it's actually $85. So it's because it's 75, 85, but it's 60. It's 75 without, and then it's 55 for a boy cat, 65 without a rabies shot. So yeah, if you actually had a rabies shot, it's actually $10 less. You have to prove it though. Anyways, these 2 are next. Yeah, I'm talking about you, and you, and you. You're 2 weeks from now. Yeah, you're gonna be next here soon. You gotta wait 2 more weeks, kitty. You gotta wait 2 more weeks. Actually, sometime next week we could be able to get her. It's been 5 weeks. It'll be 5 weeks next week. So anytime after Tuesday next week. Oh yeah, my uncle's gone. He's left the building to go get the cat. By the way, I absolutely love this place. All the vets around here, if you go to any vet, which is where you have to go before to get your cat fixed, because there's no high, I forget what they call it, but yeah, even dogs are super cheap too. They go by, it's amazing. Anyways, yeah, to get a cat fixed, $85 for a girl cat if you don't have a rate, $75 and then $65. But you have to buy a rabies vaccine shoe, which is $10 extra. So yeah, that's pretty great. Anyways, look at these 2. You guys are leaving tomorrow. You guys get your energy out now. That's right. Run around now because you're gonna be in the cage tomorrow all day. He said what? He said what? Yep, you guys are going tomorrow. And you too, Mama. You're going soon. Yeah, you're going soon, Mama. She said, what? Did you watch me? Dude, I'm gonna have more babies. And then, about, I don't know, a month or two from now, we can get the other cat fixed. Because I can't remember how long I gotta wait for a kitten to get fixed. I think it's like 8 to 10 weeks, I think, for a kitten. And that guy's really small, so I have to wait like a month or two. What are you doing, huh? You ready to get fixed too, so you don't have no babies? He said, nope, let me at him. She's nuts. But, yeah, it'll be pretty good stuff. Can't wait till spring comes. I actually really want to grow a garden. I kind of miss having fresh food for the garden. Especially, like, we didn't have no zucchini this year, which is insane. All our zucchini literally grew up and then died right before it fruited. I don't know what happened to it. And I miss having, I want to make, I didn't even get any, we didn't have much for a garden this year because the garden was pretty terrible. The only thing I really got for the garden this year was, like, some pitiful potatoes, actually, we got really amazing spaghetti squash. And the potatoes didn't do that good this year because I planted them in the clover, which is dumb. I really want to tarp the garden off this year. I don't know if we'll be able to buy a tarp or not. Hopefully we can sometime by springtime. Just cut the grass and tarp it. Like even tarp this one too. Might want to get 2 tarps just for this one and that one. Or actually we could tarp that one and then after it's done then we can pull it over here and tarp this one because this one will probably plant it later anyways, depending, or whichever one we plant first, because we'll have like one for cold weather, one for warm weather stuff. So we'll tarp one, wait it for like 4 weeks and tarp the other one, and then by then it should be warm enough. Like I think this year we're gonna do, this garden is gonna be half corn, half potatoes. I think, maybe, I'm not sure yet. You can't even tell it's even part of the yard. Was it garden? Well, you can kind of tell, but it's pretty rough because all this grass is in here because it's cover crop. But yeah, we didn't get hardly anything this year, which is crazy. We didn't hardly, all we got was tomatoes. We planted more than we ever did, but we got less than we ever did, which is weird. Probably because did not do the best. I couldn't find, I didn't get kale, I didn't get Swiss chard, I didn't get beans, I didn't get nothing this year. Usually we get an abundance of Swiss chards, usually get bunches of kale. Even I think I did get some broccoli. I did get some broccoli actually, but we got a bunch of spaghetti squash, and that was about it. And we also got a couple sweet potatoes, which was again wasn't really the best. On that note, I should probably start making sweet potatoes soon. Slips here pretty soon. So yay. Anyways, this is insane to think about, guys. As long as we can have, this one looks a lot better this year. There's no clover in it. We're just gonna let this grow up for, it should start growing here in like a month or two, because right now it's not really growing. I mean, there's actually roots in the ground, which is good for the soil. Just having roots in the ground altogether at all is good for the soil. Like if this was bare, it would be bad. And it's also green, which is another good thing. Like if we just let this grow up in weeds, the weeds would just turn brown and die off, because we do that sometimes. We used to do that. And then if it's not green, it's actually not doing anything. But if it's green, it's doing stuff for the soil. Actually, right now, it's actually mining minerals and stuff in the soil. It might not look like it. It's actually talking to the bacteria and still keeping the bacteria alive on the soil roots and stuff, which is what you want. Because even though plants love to live in bacteria-rich soil, if you didn't know this, they actually don't like to live in chemicals. They do, but pardon for a better word here, and hopefully YouTube will get mad at me. Chemicals to plants is like giving them crack, and if they dig that, they can't live without it. And then actually, it adds salt to your soil. And then you actually have to, that's when you gotta like start switching your soil around, like moving stuff around, is because you're using chemical fertilizer. It adds a bunch of salt to soil, so you gotta get like a year or two for the salt to drain down to soil. And eventually, even if you use a lot, if like the big farmers, they'll use so much salt, they'll use so much chemicals over the years, they'll give it like a year rest, and then they'll just come back to it, and they'll plant something less intensive, and then they'll plant like, some people even plant potatoes and they suck up some of the salt, because potatoes suck up everything in the soil, and salt and stuff, and chemicals. And then eventually all that sinks down to the bottom anyways, and it just hits like a rock layer, and it just builds up, and eventually that soil is completely dead. Like if you go out like west, I've heard this. I don't know this from first street, but if you go like out west, like Minnesota, places out there where they grow corn all year round and all this other like soybeans and corn. I can't talk. They will mine an area for like 15, 20 years, and then they'll sell it off like super cheap as like to like build houses on or whatever, because they literally can't do anything else with it. And then they'll buy new land, do the same thing, and then you can go there and you can dig. If you're trying to find farmland, like land like homestead on something, go out there, go around the yard, take a shovel, dig about a foot down, and see if you find any earthworms. If you don't find earthworms, do not buy it. That soil is completely dead. It's not dead. You can bring it back to life, but it takes a lot more effort. But if you go out there and you dig around, you find earthworms in your stuff, you're good to go. It's not dead. Like if we go out here dig now, we got tons of earthworms in our soil. We got earthworms, all kinds of stuff. We got night crawlers, we got red wigglers, probably from my compost, and yeah, we got all kinds of stuff. It's pretty great. They do tons of stuff for the soil, and worms are like your best friend, by the way. It eats your decomposing matter, and also yeah, it really does wonders for your soul. But if you didn't know, this is how the cycle actually works, is in nature without chemicals, because chemicals kind of averts the whole aspect of the plants using the stuff in the soil. Basically what happens is we took bacteria and replaced it with just straight chemicals that you use, and then they just suck up all the chemicals. They don't actually put their roots in the ground or anywhere, and they just kind of just stay there, and they don't talk to the surrounding area around it, like the mycelium. Is actually chemical fertilizer actually kills the mycelium in the ground, which is actually really like what plants need. Because if, like, say you put like a plant here, but there's something the plant needs, but it's like that way, if there's mycelium network, it'll actually bring it from wherever else and bring it to that plant. It's actually pretty cool. That's how forests work. But you don't, most people in most areas don't have that kind of network, so you really need like everything in the garden. If you have mushroom growing in your garden, you're really doing some good stuff. But anyways, chemical fertilizer, the way plants work is, this is my understanding. I haven't been to colleges or anything, but I should probably go to college at this point, because I know a lot about it. I've been doing a lot of research on it. But the way plants work is they send their roots in the ground, and they have like little like tendrils on the roots that'll talk to the bacteria and the mycelium, and they'll tell the bacteria in the soil, like, hey, we need this to grow, we need this mineral, and they'll actually bring it to the plant roots, and then the plant will use that and suck it up, and then they'll actually release sugar back to the bacteria to make the bacteria grow more. It's pretty cool. But when you use chemical fertilizers, they kind of bypass the whole process. You just give them the straight nutrients they need, and the plant never really learns how to do it for themselves. And it actually they'll grow bigger and better for a little while, but every year you gotta keep using more and more and more and more, and eventually the salt builds up your soil, and then you gotta either rotate it around and don't put it there for like 2 years, so the salt dissolve, dissipate into the water and run away to other places, or you have to just go completely somewhere else, or just dump tons and tons of more fertilizer. And then once you get to the point where dumping so much, you're just killing your plants because of the salt, it's a bad deal. Which could take anywhere from 5 to 20 years to do that, but yeah, still. Cover crops in the wintertime helps keep the one thing you never want to do is have bare soil, and you want to have as much coverage in your garden as possible. Like, you want to put your garden as thick as possible. Like, do not leave, like, I mean, you can, and you, I wouldn't say, it's up to you if you want to do this or not. Tilling is debatable if it's actually bad for soil or not. It probably is, but sometimes you have to do it. Like, if you do it, I don't really care. If you don't do it, it's up to you. But if you don't do it, it's a lot more work, and it's a lot harder getting started. But there's ways around doing tilling. You can do wood chips. Take like 8 inches, just a lot of work. You put down like a layer of newspaper and cardboard, and you put like wood chips on top, and boom, 8-inch wood chip, and you plant directly into the wood. Well, you don't plant directly into the wood. You got to like dig down to the soil and then plant into the soil, and then yeah. Also, if you really want to give your compost, you should really add organic matter to your soil as much as possible. Planting this will be a lot of organic matter once it grows up. Like the roots, most of this will actually be roots. You might look up, but there's actually tons of roots in the soil because they have really fibrous roots, even if they're not much growth on top. There is growth on top, but it's not a lot, and it'll grow a lot more by the time spring comes. We'll give it a couple weeks to grow up taller, because you want to have at least probably 6 inches to a foot tall before you cut down and do it, because you want to add as much organic matter to the soil as possible. Organic matter is good for soil, one, because if there's much organic matter on top of the soil, it'll actually turn into compost. It'll turn into compost on top of the soil once it decomposes. It'll decompose, and then when it rains, it'll basically water the whole garden with like that rich stuff. It'll basically turn into compost. This is actually better with like wood chips. You put a layer of wood chips on, that wood chip layer will decompose, like the top bottom inches will decompose to be really rich, and then it'll rain, and then all those nutrients will wash down through it into the thing. You're basically giving your garden compost tea, or you can make your own compost tea or warm teas. If you have a garden, you should really make your own compost, because nothing can really beat your own compost. Even if you buy compost in the store, you can get like pieces of glass in it, metals. It's not really the best stuff, and it's not the best. Or if you even just add manure to your garden, any kind, if you have a cow, pigs, goats. Okay, now cows, you can probably just throw cow manure on there if you let it sit for like a month or two, like a little bit, let it decompose a little bit, because it's pretty hot. Rabbit manure, you can throw right in your garden. Chicken manure, you definitely have to compost that down, because it's way too rich in nitrogen. And yeah, also, cover crops are really good for your garden, because they will basically hold on to your nutrients. Like, if there's any excess nutrient soil from like you watering it with like, say, compost tea, or adding a bunch of compost or organic matter, these plants will actually pull it out of the soil. Anything that's excess, they'll pull it out of the soil, keep it in the green, and when you cut down, you throw it back on, it'll slowly decompose and come back to your garden next year. And actually, it'll actually build up over time every year, and you have really rich, like, since we've been doing this up here at the top of the garden up here, that up there towards where that fence is up there, the other fence, it used to be super rocky and hard to dig up. Even the rototiller would like skip and jump on it because it's really hard. We put cover crops in here for 3 years. It's super loose now, which the whole rototilling thing is a debate. Like, people say it's fine if you, people say tilling is the worst thing. People saying if you just what do you call it? If you just take a plow, if you plow it, it's better for the soil because you don't turn it over and kill everything in it as bad. But most people, if you really want to do like the whole natural way, you shouldn't really be tilling your tools too much. If you do it like once a year, I think it'd be fine. I think most people would agree with that. But then if you do that, you got to buy a tiller and stuff. But if you really want to do it the old-fashioned way, just put down some cardboard on top of your grass, paper, 8 inches of compost or 8 inches of wood chips, some kind of organic material, leaves, whatever you have, and then plant directly into that. Or you could just do a tarp, take a plastic tarp. If you don't like plastic, because people say plastic will break apart and leach into your soil that way, because people here have to do with their plastic, which you probably will, but that would take years. You just take a piece of plastic, like a 20 by 20 foot plastic, lay it out in your yard, wait 6 weeks, and boom, you got perfect garden bed. Actually, if you really want to make it good, you can take that up. This is like if you're repairing a new garden. If you really want to make it good, you could easily take cardboard or plastic, like sheeting or whatever. You want to use black plastic, by the way. White plastic will kill everything in your soil. Black plastic will keep it moist and let stuff grow. Anyways, if you really want to keep it good, if you have a rototiller, you could take plastic, put plastic on it, wait a week, pull it back, water it, dig it up, let it go again, pull back, do that for 3 weeks, and then everything, all the seeds in your garden will actually germinate under the plastic, and it'll grow and then die from not having sunlight and all that gonna matter. If you just do it once, it's fine too. But if you have like a really high weed seed bank from like letting weeds grow in your garden every year and not killing them, then yeah, you might want to pull back and dig it up once, like every 2 weeks or so, and then water it and keep it moist so all the weeds can germinate. Because what you do when you dig it up is all the seeds from the bottom come to the top, and eventually they all just germinate and die. So it's pretty cool, right, kitty cat? Right. Oh my goodness, what are you doing to Tommy? What are you doing to Mama? Hey, do you know your baby's coming back? Do you know your baby's even missing? You know Fuzzy's going, huh? Tomorrow you're going to miss 2 of your babies. You're going to be really baby mad tomorrow. He said, what? Yeah, you're going to get rid of 2 of your babies tomorrow. She ain't touching my babies. Yeah. Anyway, guys, I guess I'll talk to you guys later. Sorry for the science lesson / biology lesson / whatever this lesson was. Herbiculturalist lesson, I guess. I'll talk to you guys in a few minutes. Hi, guys, I'm back. Gonna go to vlog. I actually did not film a lot today because I really want to put a vlog out today so I don't miss a day. So, yeah. Anyways, guys, I guess I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. All I did today was talk about the garden, walked around a little bit, showed you the ropes, to give you a mini lesson on plant biology, I guess. Kind of. Not really super in-depth. I could go more in-depth, probably. I'd have to do some more research, though. That's as much as I understand. I'm probably wrong on some things, so if I'm wrong, put it in the comment section below. Or if I'm, or some people are gonna be like, oh, chemicals are perfectly fine, but I don't know. The research kind of says they can be fine to an extent, but you don't want to overuse them like a lot of people do. It's actually bad for the environment and all kinds of stuff. But anyways, guys, I guess I'll talk to you guys. So we'll roll the outro. Alright, guys, I'll tell you guys, thank you for making this fun video if you did. It really means a lot to me. If you want to watch me here, you can subscribe, or you can watch these 2 videos. I'll talk to you guys more. So